I like it very much, even though I had to pay a ticket in Texas for driving it too fast. But it was fun, very much. And we have a few announcements related to our operations in Sama. Let's start with Bill Allen, who wants to tell us something about Rides and Smiles. He's always working on that.
Yes.
And there are very good news about it for this year.
Actually, before I go into that, I want to bring up something just for our members. It was just over a year ago that Lisa came to town, along with, at that time, the president of Dodge, Ralph Gilles, who now has gone on to become president of SRT. Ralph impressed all of us at that point, when you've got a president that shows up, no socks, blue jeans, very casual, no BS, just told it like it was, and he was just an absolutely charming man. And he was telling me that he has been fortunate enough to do one of my bucket list dreams, an event run in Newfoundland, the easternmost province of Canada. The event is called Targa Newfoundland. It's where you take quasi-race cars, but they have to be street legal, and you run around the entire province doing nothing but speed trials. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I'm watching on TV, and here's the Targa Newfoundland. Ralph Gilles was leading the darn thing until the final day. Not just a figurehead, the guy is a real, honest-to-God driver. This is one of the toughest events in the world. They get factory participation from Subaru all-wheel drive cars, Mitsubishi, Mini, BMW run factory cars. Ralph's driving a Viper, which is hardly suited for twisty roads where you're running through little fish towns, was winning right up to the end and still finished remarkable. I think it was third, Lisa, something like that. But he did a great job. This leads me on to maybe the other part of the team here, and that's Lisa Barrow. This weekend, Lisa is leaving to go to Brazil, where she will join 4 other women, I believe, riding a motorcycle into Iguazu Falls and all through the Amazon. So you talk about bravery. I've been trying to grow my hair long, look like a woman so I get invited, but just only women going on this trip. So Lisa, hats off to you. Amazing. All right, very quickly, Rides and Smiles. We're going to have a greatly increased presence this year with Wounded Warriors. These are soldiers, airmen who have been hurt in Iraq and Afghanistan coming to it. I think at this point it looks like we're going to have at least 50 of them down there taking part in the day. Not only will they be walking the children from the safety of the paddock area out to the waiting cars, where one of them is going to be a Viper, right, Lisa? Yeah. But later in the afternoon, we're going to be giving them rides as a very, very small thank you for all that they do to allow us the freedom to do what we do. Baptist Hospital, once again, they say they're going to have even more children and work on a few other things with different hospitals to try and get the biggest event we've ever had. I've talked with a group based out of the north end of Key Largo. I can never remember the name of that resort down there.
Ocean Reef.
Ocean Reef, thank you very much. They keep vintage cars. They're very interested in bringing up a bunch of vintage cars. They're talking about possibly 30 of them, putting them on display for the children. They will not be on the track, obviously, because it would take all day to get one lap completed, but they'll be there at least for photography and such. My word again to you is always, if you have some ideas, if you have some people, tell me, please invite them. Let's try and keep building this thing to be the biggest possible. I very much like the inclusion of the Wounded Warriors, and for anybody that wasn't at our last meeting, the event is going to be held on the second weekend of November. I believe that's the 10th. So it's 2 weeks before Thanksgiving this year. We've got a brand new date. And it's also the weekend after the Homestead Air Force show. It's going to be at the base. The general at the base is talking about flying one of their Black Hawk helicopters from the base over, landing in the paddock. So all the kids are going to see this thing come down and say, all right, this is just for you guys. This helicopter is landing just for you, putting it on display there. So
when is the Ford Championship weekend this year?
The weekend after.
Yeah.
After Rise
So
and Smile?
yeah.
Okay.
The Ford Championship weekend, Mark just brought up, the final NASCAR race is the weekend following. So the PR staff at the Homestead Speedway are going to be actively involved in getting us as much publicity as possible, trying to get more TV, more coverage, anything we can do as a payback to all of our manufacturers who so graciously come down to help us. So that's your update for now, and more to come undoubtedly.